Greetings, this is Noble Kale for noblecale.com. I've got here a game called Moon Patrol, and it's from 1982, and it was originally an arcade game that was ported across to the Apple IIgs, which is what I'm playing at the moment. And so here we are. This is the main menu screen, and you've got the options of keyboard or joystick, and one player or two, and then two different difficulty levels and whether to turn the sound on or off, which is fantastic when you remember that the Apple IIs, their sound could be good but not always. And this one in particular, the sound effects are good, but they are ongoing. Now, just before we start, I'll just talk about this little top bit here because we won't have much time because this one's pretty heavy on the pressure. You've got your scores up here, high score 1 and 2. That's pretty typical of arcade games. You've also got what point you're up to, and then a little progress bar down here, what time you've got, and then over here you'll have how many Moon Patrol buggies you've got left. This is a demo, so I guess this is a good time to talk about it. You basically run this buggy that's just blown up, and you have to jump or shoot obstacles and ditches, and you also get attacked. So let's switch it over to joystick mode. I'm having to use capital J, which is pretty typical of most menu systems for the 2GS. That's actually quite annoying. And I'm on my gamepad here, good old Nostromo by Belkin, and one button to shoot and the other button you actually have to press up to jump, which isn't very optimal at all. I'm on the beginner mode because it's been quite a while since I played this one. Alright, so you actually shoot forwards one bullet and up, but you can have more bullets in the upward direction than in the forward direction. You can also control your speed, which allows the player to set their own pressure level. It also lets me dodge certain things and time things differently. So here's some UFOs. Sometimes, at the moment they're only dropping bombs that will destroy me if they hit me, and I can shoot their bombs out of the air. But sometimes in the future they'll actually be dropping bombs that create ditches, which are therefore a little bit harder because, oh, here we go. It's actually quite a bit harder because they can place a ditch in a sequence of jumps that makes it impossible for me. Now you'll see that was a great little introduction. They showed me aliens first, and then a few ditches, and you know, they basically introduced all the elements to the game in pretty much the first 30 seconds. And now it just ramps up the difficulty in terms of what I have to shoot, when I have to jump, chaining jumps together, landing on varying thickness of ledges, all that kind of stuff. Well, I killed him, but you know, it doesn't reset you all the way back to the beginning, just to where you last checked in, which was point D. Which is good, because otherwise I'm pretty sure some damage would have resulted to some of the arcade games. See, and if I'm not going fast enough, I'm not even going to cover the most basic ditch. So again, that's the player setting their pressure level, but you know, if you're not taking enough risk, you won't make some of the jumps. Jump, jump, jump. There we go. And I've hit point E, which is, you know, a major point. It gives me a timer. My time, 75 seconds. Gives me a par. So again, that is an encouragement for me to add more pressure upon myself by going faster. Oh, I made that. That second jump was not on purpose. And that's where oh, this is bad. See, I should have shot that one before I jumped. I think I'm on my last life. Yeah, last life now. I'll have a quick go of the championship course just to show it to you, but I highly doubt that I'm going to do any well at it. I think that we'll do a revisit of this one after I've had a time to regather my skills. No. Oh, made it. No, not going to make that. Yes, I did. That one I definitely had to shoot before I jumped. This game is just such an inducer of, I call it flow, because that's what the Wikipedia entry is. Other people might call it sort of, the zone or being in your element. You just zone in on it, nothing else matters. It's defined sort of as a state of high difficulty, but you also have high skill. And I think that games that allow you to vary their pressure kind of have a much higher chance of inducing that, because that high skill requirement is relative to your current skill. It's not, Oh, I did kill the second rock, but I died myself. Oh, I've gained an extra life. Thank the arcade gods for that one. No, but I failed on that one. Anyway, so that was Moon Patrol from 1982. I think this version is 1983. Gives you the chance to continue because it's, still that arcade style. There's a lot of different elements that are going on here. You've got the varying pressure. You've got the player having to focus on above and below and horizontal. So, you've got to make sure that you can shoot all the rocks. You have to make sure you can land your jumps, and you have to watch out for the bullets from the UFOs. You've got to manage your pressure levels, but you also want to get a good time, so you've got to take the risks there. And I think that this is a classic example of a really, really, really phenomenally balanced game. And I think that the fact that if you look at the Wikipedia entry, it's been ported to probably about 20 different systems, including the 2600, which is probably where I played it the first time, the Atari ST, the 2GS, C64, the PC, and, basically even Dreamcast and PlayStation had a crack at it. And it even got cloned in the arcade in that there were bootleg versions. And that's pretty much a solid indication of how good this game is. It relies upon pre-knowledge of the system to a tiny degree. I mean, if you know the course, then you'll obviously do better. And I did find some of those memories coming back to me while I was recording this, but not so much. It also relies upon timing as a mechanic. And it allows the player to be greedy in that, I want to get a better time than you, so I'm going to push it. And it doesn't do too badly at managing that greed and rewarding that greed versus punishing that greed. And I think that it's really such a delicate balance, and it manages it so well. So it's definitely one of my favourite games for the 2GS. Might even be one of my favourite of all times in retrospect. I don't know why I haven't played it in so long, but I get the feeling that I'm going to be stuck on it for the next 2 hours or so. Anyway, this was NobleKale for NobleKale.com, having a bit of a look back at Moon Patrol for the Apple 2GS. I will see you at the next game. Have a wonderful day. Bye.